Please welcome Riaz Meghji.
Well, good morning, Rogers family, and welcome to the 2016 Rogers Leadership Conference. Big thanks to Edward and the kids and Loretta for the opening remarks. And how about that choir? How good were they? Yeah, right? I didn't know we were filming Sister Act 3 today, so I thought that was a great way to get things going. And you know, when you work a lot of conferences, it's always great to see the leaders stand up and clapping, and some of you actually clapping to the beat, so congratulations. That was a great start. It's a great start. Well, listen, it's my pleasure to be your host for today, because today will represent a very important conversation. And I think the big question many of you may have in this room is, what happens next? I took some time to go in the room, and yeah, I saw the lineup for the headshots, but I also had the chance to talk to some of you of what is going on in your minds in your department, and what do you want to get out of today? And our goal is not only to look back at 2016, but also talk about this idea of the priorities of 2017. Edward's outlined some of it, and the conversations we will have on the stage hopefully will answer those questions. Now, the beauty of me being here with you today is representing Breakfast Television Vancouver. In our role, we get to ask questions every single day from leaders from all walks of life. They could be business leaders, philanthropists, athletes, celebrities. And after 8 years of working and contributing to this company, the most important thing I've learned about leadership is that great leaders play for each other. And I hope the question we can all ask ourselves is, as leaders, how do we show up for the players on our team? There are so many great experiences we can have. Many of you probably watch Breakfast Television Toronto and hopefully across the country, but in terms of all of the great experiences we've had on the West Coast, one of which stands out about leadership, and it was brought to us by a former BC Lion, Brent Johnson. And Brent Johnson came on our show I think it was about 3 years ago, and he had transitioned from football to the finance world. And the beautiful thing about Brent is he came on our show and he wasn't talking about sport, the sport of football, he was talking about cycling. Do we have any cyclists in the audience here today? A couple of you? Okay, maybe it's a West Coast thing, because in Vancouver, all we do is cycle, yoga, and lose hockey games. So that's, sorry, Scott, if you're here. Hopefully, there you are, we'll get our act together. Go Habs, go, right? But Brent was on the show, and he was talking about this beautiful ride called the Grand Fondo Whistler. And this ride is essentially a bike ride, Vancouver to Whistler, and he brought some beautiful visuals talking about this ride, a dedicated lane on the Sea to Sky Highway. You're riding with thousands of fellow cyclists, a great sense of community, accomplishment, and active lifestyle. And I thought, this is great. And Brent also knew I'm the type that likes to take on a challenge. So when Brent's on our show, towards the end of the segment, I said, Brent, this ride looks pretty sweet. He says, hey, Riaz, you're the type of guy that likes a challenge. Why don't you do the Grand Fondo Whistler? And then puts his hand out to shake on live television. And I will admit, the moment got the best of me, because I said, yeah, buddy, all right, you're on. I'll take on this Grand Fondo Whistler challenge. Let's do this. So sure enough, the show ends. I hit the Google search, and this is when I discovered the Grand Fondo Whistler. It's a ride of at least 122 kilometers, an elevation of over 1,700 meters, a ride that will test every ounce of your physical and mental fortitude. That, and I had to wear a black spandex onesie. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. So in May of 2013, got on a professional bike for the very first time. Trained for about 3 months, nowhere near the level I needed to train. But on the second Saturday in September of 2013, I stood outside the art gallery and I said, today I'm gonna ride my bike to Whistler. And beside me was a leader in the health and wellness sector in Vancouver. His name is Jason. And Jason is a leader in so many aspects, and he's the type of guy that likes to see people reach their human potential. So when I said to Jason, hey, I'm gonna ride the Grand Fondo Whistler, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna ride this with you. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, I gotta see this. So sure enough, we go on this ride, and the first 60 kilometers, beautiful, undulating terrain. Sun glistening off the The wind's blowing in your face like it's a Beyonce video. Life is good. Life is good. But everybody warned us, as soon as you hit the 70-kilometer mark, that's gut check time. And I will never forget, you talk about accountability with leadership. We had a whole city wondering, is this guy actually gonna ride the Grand Fondo Whistler? At the 90-kilometer mark, I got off my bike, and I was almost having a panic attack because my legs were exhausted, lower back had seized up, and at that moment, I thought, I'm not gonna finish this ride. And Jason got off his bike, and he was right beside me, and he said, listen, we're not doing this for time. If you need to go 2 kilometers an hour, we move 2 kilometers an hour. He said, if I have to push you up this mountain, I will push you up this mountain. And he said, I want you to focus on 3 words, and 3 words only. Just keep moving. And when I got back on my bike, we had some of the health and safety staff. They were actually very concerned about this. They said, are you okay to finish? Well, thanks for the support. But somebody captured this. And when you look at the idea of leadership and the opportunity we have in this company, how are we helping our teammates win? That day, after 7 hours and 9 minutes, we crossed that finish line. Thank you. And the amazing part about it was Jason was there by my side, which was powerful, and my girlfriend at the time, she was at that finish line. And she had been waiting for 3 hours because she wanted to feel the moment. She wanted to be there with me. I mean, God bless the fact she thought I'd finish a whole lot sooner. But we did it. And the thing we learned and the thing I share with you as we get into this experience today is that we rise to the influence of the company we keep. We rise to the influence of the company we keep. And in order to reach the goals that we need to reach, we need to help each other win to get there together. So today is that opportunity. And I ask you this, Rogers family, are you ready to turn it up?